Yes, indeed. Welcome into another episode of Rip N Riff here on the Rip N Riff YouTube channel. That over there is at Mr. Jared Moore. I am at Pucking Thoughts, Adam Bernard. And yeah, we got baseball season. First pitch this week, little Yankees Giants down in the Bay, not too far away from me. Tickets way too expensive.
Oh, I'm sure.
like they killed me. Like the Yankees already like jack up the prices for a Giants game and its opening series. Like, get it. Like I'll go when they play the A's maybe this year. But nonetheless.
And to make matters worse, opening night is a Netflix exclusive, so I will not be watching that.
Oh, there you go. So
I'm probably the only person in America who still doesn't have Netflix.
Oh, hey, that's something. So we'll have we got baseball this week. College basketball, obviously March Madness. We know it's a lot of people care. You're not going to find us talking much about it. Although go St. John's, that's nice. Got hockey's in the stretch run here. Looks like my Sharks are fading real quick. I was at the game on Saturday, and Philly outplayed them and didn't take much to outplay them. We can talk about that when we get to hockey later, but we're going to do plenty of baseball up front here. Let's take a look at the pack ripping lineup for today. And bringing back the mystery pack today. I'm not going to. Jared has no idea. He just knows it's a mystery pack. That's all I told him for the show. So it was.
Well, if he told me, it wouldn't be a mystery anymore.
There you go. So we'll find that out towards the end. But before we, that's why we're doing. Jared's bringing a lot of baseball today because it's first pitch this week. Got to get into that a little bit. But I believe mail day as well for you.
Oh yes, it is mail day for me. This actually came about a week ago while I was doing my excursion at Turning Stone, which, by the way, very profitable, very nice for me. So I had a brief conversation with you over our chat of whether or not I should whether or not I should buy this. And usually when I have those type of conversations, I'm looking for validation. Like I'm going to do it, but I want someone to kind of sign off on it. So like I'm not necessarily just the bad guy.
Yeah.
So
of course, and I'm happy to help you in that regard. To it's not, if it's not hurting yourself, who cares?
Right. So I decided to spend around $100, which I'm a little embarrassed to admit that, on a autographed Danhausen action figure who just recently debuted WWE. But the reason why I wanted this one in particular is because he's wearing the Homer Simpson moo from the episode of The Simpsons where Homer got over 300 pounds so he could work on disability.
I mean, when you're working from home like that, you could really use a tab. And he never got that tab.
So. He never did get that tab, right?
No, I mean, he really shouldn't think that hitting a keyboard button would automatically bring out a tab out of the computer. But I understand the mistake.
Imagine if it did work like that. Like I know the running joke. Like I don't want to get too political because obviously for obvious reasons, but there's that story about how our president has a Diet Coke button at his desk in the Oval Office. It's like, imagine just having that.
That is like that comes in handy. Like it would be great if it was just like it wasn't just a button, like one drink. It was like, okay, somebody's like, what are you in the mood for? Like just having it be like a generic. Somebody's got to bring you that beverage anyway, or just to have somebody on call be like, you know what? Like I know I normally want a Diet Coke, but today I could use lemonade. It's you know what I mean? Like that, I would like that versatility.
Well, I mean, I guess that's what like an intercom's for. But you press the intercom, but then you have to talk. You actually have to interact with people and. I wouldn't necessarily want to do that, but yeah. Anyways, I spent my hard-earned money on this thing, so I think what I'm going to do is that top shelf behind me, which you can't see, it's currently off camera. I'm going to probably take some of the stuff off of there and display like some of my autographed like wrestling things. So probably like this and the Bret Hart Simpsons signed figure that I have. I'll probably put both of them up there, and even though it doesn't really fit, I'll probably throw that Mariano Rivera autographed baseball up there too, just so it's
that has to be up there
on display.
See, I have to do. I'm going to be doing like a little office remodeling at some point this summer. Going to paint that ugly eggplant accent wall a different color, repaint the office, new carpet. That's also going to mean paring down, like the starting lineup figures on display, like just overall tightening up and cleaning up of the office in general.
Oh, 100%.
Which will result in more things to sell and make some money back to spend on things I don't need to necessarily spend on. Speaking of things we don't need to spend our money on, what we'd love to do with is cards. And
Yes.
first up today is going to be the 2025 Top Series 1. I think we did a couple of those packs last year. You see some of the cards on the screen we're hoping to pull. Those future stars cards look pretty nice. And anytime you get a Paul Skeens, you got to be happy about that.
Well, like we said, the baseball season starts this week, even though kind of weird that it's starting the middle of the week, the last week of March, but I guess that's just the way the schedule fell this year. So we can definitely run through a couple packs of these and kind of use that as our baseball preview. And obviously, we start here with a team card here. We have the American League champion New York. Well, they were the American League champion New York Yankees after the 2024 season. So this is them celebrating a win there. And
Yankees go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yankees are plus 460 to win the AL. And believe it or not, second best odds to win the World Series behind the Dodgers at 10 to 1. Dodgers plus 210, according to FanDuel.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily buying that with the Yankees just because I know they want to deny it as much as they can. They ran the team back this offseason, which I mean, it was a good team. It won 94 games, but they couldn't beat the Blue Jays at all during the season, and they got exposed in the division series when they met up with the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays just absolutely destroyed their pitching. So
they lost Bo Bichette, but they bring in Dylan Cease. So
right. So I'm not particularly optimistic about the Yankees' chances of breaking through. Now that they will get a healthy Garrett Cole back at some point this year, which will be nice. And they'll probably add something at the deadline. I don't know what they're going to add yet, but yeah, unless Judge hits like 60 home runs again and wins another MVP, and which he very well might do just because of the type of player he is, and a few other guys pick up the weight around him, it's tough to see the Yankees taking that next step.
AL East, Yankees are favorites plus 170, Red Sox plus 270, Blue Jays plus 310, Orioles plus 430. So very, very tight there. And then the Rays are 19 to 1.
Yep. All right, we'll go through the rest of these. Ketel Marte with the Diamondbacks was not traded this offseason. I'm sure he'll get traded at some point, but he'll be a very attractive piece for whoever winds up adding him. Probably the best player in the game today was Shohei Ohtani, the 4-time MVP, the auto MVP, as I like to refer to him, because they just give him the award every year at this point.
Yeah, he's the default favorite throughout, unless he gets hurt or something like that. That's just how that impactful.
Let's see. Pedro Pages card with the Cardinals. The Cardinals are going to stink this year. They're in the middle of a rebuild. And we got a nice rookie card here. This is exactly what we're looking for with a Ben Rice rookie card there.
There we go. See, we got some Yankees there.
Yeah, happy to get one of our Yankees there. So very, very pleased to see that one. Let's see. Andres Jimenez with the Guardians. Now he's obviously with the Blue Jays. So we'll see how that works out. Hae-Sung Kim with the Padres. Nice action shot there, and kind of an awkward look on his face as he's throwing the ground ball to first base to get the out, but action shot nonetheless.
I know there's only so many pictures you can go through per player when you have to churn out however many numbers in this series are for the cards, 300, 400, 500 cards. But you could do the guy a favor. Probably find another good defensive picture where he doesn't have that face on his O face.
Let's see. We have Bradley Blaylock, a rookie card with the Colorado Rockies. If you have heard of Bradley Blaylock, you're a better baseball fan than I am.
Correct.
Let's see. Julio Rodriguez with the Mariners there. The Mariners should be one of the top teams again in the AL this year.
I mean, it would be nice to see them get through, finally. That you talk about fan bases that have suffered across sports. I mean, Mariners they had their bit in the 90s and early 2000s, and they just kind of disappeared for a while, and then in and out. But now they're here to stay. It would be nice to see them break through.
Yeah, I was rooting for them in the ALCS last year, and not just because they were playing the Blue Jays. I wanted to see the Mariners break through, so I was a little disappointed that they couldn't quite get there. Let's see, another team that should be near the top of the AL, Casey Mize and the Detroit Tigers.
Looking at the NL Central there, they are the favorites at plus 110. Royals right behind them, and then the Guardians.
Let's see. We have Andrew Vaughn with the White Sox, and last but not least for this pack, a Luis De Los Santos rookie card here with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Andrew Vaughn from a town about 20 minutes south of me. So whenever I see his cards, I'm like, I'd grab one. Oh, and he had a nice bout. He had a nice resurgence with the Brewers last year.
How about that? All right, we'll go through the second pack really quickly, and then we'll get to the nostalgic packs. Let's see. Brant Herter with the Tigers there, rookie card. Never heard of him either. I guess I don't know why Brant's kind of a weird name. It's kind of like the Bort license plates at Krusty Land.
Somewhere Brant
he's
Clark from the
scratching
LA
his-
Kings is very unhappy because he's got the D and the T at the end, so it's Brant.
Yeah. Let's see. Taylor Ward here with the Angels. I believe he was traded this offseason. I think he's with the Orioles now, if I'm not mistaken. So there you go. Michael Garcia, one of the young studs there with the Kansas City Royals.
Very good
Always, by the way, been a fan of those Royals tops there. Love that look for him.
Yeah, the light blue. I mean, it's Royals are one of those teams like they don't need to do much. Just leave things the way they are.
Let's see. We have a Nolan Arenado card here with the Cardinals. He finally got traded this offseason, so good for him. We'll see how things work out for him in the desert. We have a last card here, Charlie Blackmon, Rockies legend, I guess, for lack of a better term. Him hustling, probably trying to turn a single to a double.
Also, probably a legend among bearded athletes.
I mean, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah. I mean, him, Brent Burns, like those are just a couple that come off the top of my head right now. But.
Let's see. Jake Cronenworth with the Padres, celebrating probably a walk-off or something. I just dropped the card, so it just lost its value. Brooks Baldwin rookie card here with the White Sox. I despise those City Connect jerseys, and that's a prime example of one I don't like with the White Sox.
I do like that they acknowledge that they're the Southsiders. That's the one aspect of those jerseys I like that they kind of leaning into it, being the anti-Cub.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, Jung Hoo Lee card here with the Giants.
Yeah, let's get down to the Giants game this summer. I haven't been in
a while. Rookie card Jack Kachanowicz with the Angels. Let's see, Xander Bogaerts here. This is a nice insert card here with the Padres.
There we go. Parallel.
We have a call to the hall card here for Ichiro, which is pretty sweet.
Hey, we talked a little bit of Mariners earlier. That's a nice one. Only foul ball I ever got at a baseball game off the bat of Ichiro Suzuki.
Nice. I don't know if I told you my David Wright story in regards to almost getting a foul ball. I went to a.
Doesn't sound familiar.
I went to a Mets Cubs Sunday night game once. Sat first base side. I actually brought my glove. I'm an adult who brought a glove to a ball game. So there you are. By the way, I don't think adults should be shamed for not doing that necessarily, especially if you're sitting in, prime like foul ball, home run territory. So, anyways, I forget what inning was. David Wright was up. He hits a screening foul liner, like basically like right at me. And if I was literally 3 inches taller, I would have caught the damn ball. Just like reached up, outstretched glove and whatnot, just went over it.
The thing is, in those seats, you got to be careful. Like, to even take a small leap, if you're not sure your footing, like you can't, like the chairs, like you can't take a big jump there either.
Right, you can't. And this was Old Shea Stadium too. This wasn't City Field.
Or you're in the field level in the orange.
Huh?
Or what, you were in Shea Stadium, or were you in the orange seats in the field level coming down the line, or where was it?
I don't remember what section and whatnot, but it was the lower bowl. It was whatever it was, first base side.
Yeah, those are the old orange seats.
Yep. And last but not least, the 3-time AL MVP Aaron Judge here. Base card there. So there you go with that. And pretty star heavy packs there. We like that.
Now, looking at the AL East, we talked a little Yankees. Who's the biggest threat to them? Red Sox, Blue Jays, Orioles. Who makes you sweat the most, I should say?
That's a good question. I thought throughout the entire Blue Jays run last year that they were very kind of like fluky, and it was kind of like this is just everything going right for him. Like, it wasn't just the fact that like this is the one time in his life Vlad Guerrero's actually hitting the postseason. It's guys like Ernie Clement getting every big hit. It's guys like George Springer turning back the clock, even though he's like 36 years old. It's was a whole lot of like stuff like that, and then obviously the the kid Savage coming in and pitching as well as he did, and frankly, like guys like Scherzer pitching as well as they did during that run. So
He's back.
I would probably say the Blue Jays
Okay.
would probably, I think they've probably earned the benefit of the doubt there.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean the Orioles. We'll see how they did a lot of changeover there. We'll see how that goes. And the Red Sox are always a pain in the, but I would agree, probably Toronto. When I would worry
All right,
about.
you ready to remember some guys?
Oh, I'm ready to remember, guys. That's 90s packs are the best.
All right, let's go. We start here with Pat Borders here with the Kansas City Royals.
Another classic look from the early 90s. But yeah, Pat Borders. He was also on the base for a while too. Appropriate that he was on the team on the other side of the border with the last name Borders.
Yep. Let's see. Ron Gant here with the Cincinnati Reds catching a pop up or a fly ball.
Key player on those Braves teams of the early 90s too.
Steve Finley here with the Padres.
Big Angels player for a while. No, not yeah, for Astros, Diamondbacks. He was a decent center fielder.
Todd Hollandsworth, Dodgers. Let's see what we got here. We got a little bricking here, so we got to deal with that. I mean, we're dealing with 30-year-old cards, so it is what it is. Tom Henke here with the with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Those classic 90s glasses there.
Yep. We have an extreme core Kevin Napier card here with the Royals.
Kevin Napier had a pretty good career as a starter. He was around a long time.
It's an extreme core.
Extreme core.
Well, it's the 90s. Everything was extreme in the 90s. You know, when you're having your little pizza bagels and your Sunny Delight and all that.
Pizza bagels and Surge.
Yep. We got a few transaction cards here. Larry Walker, Hall of Famer.
There you go. The first Rocky Legends.
Scott Cooper, not a Hall of Famer. Sorry, Scott.
Definitely
not. Marquise Grissom, pretty good player in his day. Another transaction card.
A lot of transaction cards. Good.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's that many in this pack, to be honest. Let's see. Jamie Navarro here with the Cubs. One of my mom's favorite players, Benito Santiago with the Reds.
See, he's one of my least favorite players because he stiffed me for an autograph as a kid.
That's funny. Jason Bates here with the Rockies. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at your misfortune.
No, I mean, so it was Mets Marlins. It was the first ever series the Marlins came to Shea, and that was back where you knew where the Mets came out of the Diamond Club entrance, and then where the road team would go out. It was a Saturday, so they were in town. They were going to go do whatever they wanted to do. Benito Santiago walks out of the clubhouse, sees probably about 10 to 12, maybe 20 people. Oh, can I get an autograph? And turns around and walks right back into the visitor clubhouse. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of a douche move.
Yeah. Like, oh, I you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go back inside. I'm going to wait this out.
All right. Very good. Let's see. We have a Paul Quantrill card here with this our other pack here.
Very nice.
Let's see. We have another Pat Borders. So there you go.
That's what the people want is more Pat Borders.
More Pat Borders. That's exactly what the people want. Let's see. We have true Yankee here. Charlie Hayes caught the last out of the 1996 World Series. Your picture with the Phillies.
Good. I could see him standing on. Joe Buck had the car. I think that was Joe Buck's first World Series.
Was that? I guess so. 96 was probably his first one.
Yeah.
Because if I remember right, 95 was NBC. Still had it, right?
Yeah, that was the Cleveland Atlanta World Series. NBC, either NBC or ABC, but Fox didn't have it.
Let's see. Andy Stankiewicz here with the Houston Astros.
Great just name in general, Andy Stankiewicz.
Yep. We got more bricking here, so you'll have to bear with me with that. But we do have ourselves an Extreme Core Ray Langford card.
Nice. Also a very good outfielder in the 90s that was around for a bit in the National League.
Let's see. Benji Gill. Transactions here with Lee Smith. He was involved with a lot of transactions because he played for a lot of teams.
Considered the best closer before Mariano Rivera.
Yep. Let's see. Vaughn Eshelman card here with the Boston Red Sox.
Lots of transactions.
Yep. Let's see. Kevin Brown transaction.
Somebody collects that set, you might be able to help them finish it up at this rate.
I might be the way this is going. And then we kind of have a little bit of a scumbag stretch here because we have Chad Curtis here. We don't need
Okay.
to get into why he's a scumbag.
Sure is, though.
Let's see. Tony Phillips here with the Angels.
Not a scumbag as far as I know.
As far as I know, I don't want to accuse the poor guy. John Burkett, probably also not a scumbag.
No, I don't think so.
And Danny Darwin here with the Blue Jays.
Probably not a scumbag either. So
Probably not. A little disappointed I didn't get any Yankees with those 95 packs, aside from Yankee adjacent Charlie Hayes. But other than that, it was a fun little series of baseball cards we got to rip today.
yeah, I'm like, you did good with the 2025 tops and like any mid-90s packs where it's like the guys you grew up watching, and that's always fun. So baseball this week. Now, before we move on to hockey, like some people like get annoyed by what like the Dodgers do. And we've talked about it on the show. We've got no problem with it. They're out to win. Wish more teams were like that. Now, that being said, does it take anything away from the fact that like going into the season that like they're probably gonna, not to say there's no point in watching, but like it would take probably a lot of injuries for the Dodgers to not win the National East.
It's still baseball at the end of the day. A lot of weird stuff can happen in baseball, and it'll be fun to root against them. Even though, like, I don't have a problem with what they did necessarily, it doesn't mean I want to see them win. Like, I don't want to see them be rewarded. Like, I mean, I want to see my team win. Like, I don't care whether or not the Dodgers win. So, unless the Dodgers are playing like the Red Sox or like the Blue Jays in the World Series, I'm probably gonna not root for them.
Have they passed the Yankees in terms of being the most hated team in baseball? One that everyone loves to. I mean, it's always the Yankees and the Dodgers are always up there, but I feel like the Yankees were always the bona fide one. Have the Dodgers surpassed them in the last few years, considering what the Dodgers have done and had success in the Yankees?
I feel like they probably have, but I don't think we're the right people to ask because we're Yankee fans. So, like, I think our perspective on this is probably a little bit skewed, but I do think people are just so sick of the Dodgers. Like, the reaction when they signed Kyle Tucker was the collective like reaction was one of disgust. Like that was basically like we need to shut the sport down and get a salary cap. When Passan broke that story. So, and like, I don't necessarily think there should be a salary cap. I think we're probably going to get one anyways. But like, enjoy the 2026 season because I feel like this is going to be the last one we have for a while. I think they're shutting the sport down to get a salary cap.
You think we're going to miss? Think we're going back to '94?
That's just my 2 cents on it. Like, I just think that's one of those things the owners are going to be united on. The players are going to be vehemently against it, and both sides can say they have a war chest and they're prepared for it. But ultimately, this is billionaires against millionaires, and typically, push comes to shove, billionaires are going to win when it comes to that sort of thing. So, and the players' union isn't nearly as strong as it used to be, and they've obviously undergone a lot of changes with Tony Clark just resigning and the new guy they just brought in. So, I feel like this sport's getting shut down for a year.
They better be careful because it took them a while to come back from the '94 lockout strike, whatever we want to call it. And that was back when there was still a large section of this country that felt that like baseball's still the top sport. Baseball is America's pastime. And even then people had a tough time coming back, but people did because it was baseball and there was less competition for attention. In 2026,
yeah, people will move on very quickly without baseball. Like, especially a nice hot summer night. Like, they're gonna find other shit to do. They're not gonna sit there and lament the loss of baseball. If baseball's not there, people are gonna go on their lives. They're gonna go out. They're gonna enjoy the weather. They're gonna have a nice summer day with the family or whatnot. They'll go to the beach. They'll go to the movies. They'll do what people do in the summertime. Like, they're not gonna the diehards will miss baseball, but like I think most casual people they're gonna find other shit to do. They're gonna move on with their lives.
They'll find other stuff to do, but there's also soccer is much more popular in this country now than it was in the '90s, and you got a lot of these European teams that play over the summer. So, and you have MLS, you have the WNBA, which is
the World
increasing
Cup
in
this summer.
popularity. Like, Yeah, the World Cup. So like, there are things that are to compete with missing a world. Like even if you don't miss a season, if you miss a World Series, like in '90, can't like the NHL can get away with that once in a while because it's hockey, and the Royals are always going to come back. And yeah, they're going to have to make up ground. But like baseball, and like you started to get more like the pitch clock. I think works. It keeps the games a little bit shorter. You got this momentum off the World Baseball Classic that like people were very into.
I
And
think the fans like the ABS thing because I think fans are sick and tired of umpires blowing ball strike calls.
and
And
again,
the process behind it is so like quick. You just tap your head and they just check it real quick and they tell you whether or not it's a ball or a strike. Like I think fans are going to like that.
like to me, it's like baseball was starting to lose popularity again, and then they addressed some of the things that were definitely hurting them, like the 3.5 hour games and stuff like that. Well, let's train that in with the pitch clock, like you said, automatic strike zones and things like that, and it's working. It's baseball is I don't want to say back, but don't ruin all of that momentum and work over a lost season. Figure it out. Like, and I understand, like you said, it's billionaires versus millionaires. Millionaires have to put up a fight, but eventually they're going to cave. Don't wait too long to cave.
Well, we'll see how it plays out.
Now that it's stretch run for the hockey season, stretch run for NBA too. But Jared and I are hockey people here. Those were the top stadium club cards. None of them we got, but what we were looking for, that Jeter crystal ball would have been nice. But now we're off to upper deck Allure there, maybe a nice 16-bit there. I'm still in on any sort of Macklin Celebrini cards I can get. I understand that the Sharks season is slowly circling. It's the speed it's circling the drain is picking up. But
Should have
yes,
traded for Dougie Hamilton when he had the chance there. Good job, Greer.
that was your boy that was like, I'm not going.
I know. I'm busting chops.
I know. But no, like I went to the game on Saturday afternoon against Philly with my daughter, and like she got to meet SJ Sharkey, brought her gifts. It was a win of a day, but not for the Sharks. Like the thing that drove me nuts is they fell in love with the cross ice pass that Philly shut down probably like 85% of the time. Like Owen Tippett jumped 4 or 5 of them, and they kept doing it. It's like, why are you doing this? Why like Philly knows you're trying to do like they were getting cute. I think their momentum is starting to wear down, and they play the Predators on Tuesday. They got to win. You lose the Predators, now you're 7 points behind them. That's all. It's over for the second wild card spot. It's probably over. They have to win. You hate it. It's sometimes it's like, oh, you can't throw the term "must win" around too much. No. These Sharks are in must-win territory going into tomorrow night's game in Nashville.
And that second wild card spot in the West is so pathetic. These teams are coming down. Like the Kings hold that spot right now. I'm sorry, the Predators hold that spot right now.
Correct.
The Predators stink. The Kings are right behind them. They stink. The Kraken are right behind them. Like none of these teams can score. Like these teams are really tough to watch. And like I kind of feel bad that the Sharks. At least the Sharks have games in hand against some of these teams. So they could make up that ground, but. Like you said, they got to win games. Like, they lost 4 in a row now, and you're just running out of runway. There's 13 games left in the season,
and they got they've got a couple of St. Louis in there. They've got a couple of like gimme points, but nothing's been gimme with them lately. They actually lost to them a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, that last spot is just playing for the right to Colorado, and whether you can win a game against them or not, because like I think Colorado would either sweep or win in 5 against any of those teams that are in the mix right now. Although Nashville has given them fits this year. Maybe that's the one team Colorado would rather not see. But again, Predators stink. But they're looking good lately. Like Stamkos is playing very well for them last month or so. Speaking of the Pacific Division, there's Cutter Gauthier with the Ducks, who probably end up winning that division just by
somebody's got to win it.
Maybe Vegas can come, but like Edmonton without Draisaitl, I think they make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to win the division. They still could. And although the Sharks, Kings, Kraken, none of those teams, they might get the wild card spot, but they're not making a run at the division. Probably Anaheim's to lose.
Yeah, I think it's Anaheim's division at this point.
And speaking of the Golden Knights, there's a wild Bill Carlson there. They had a nice win against Dallas. That might give them a little bit of a boost and some momentum. Now going back to the Atlantic Division, one of the probably the most competitive division in the NHL. There he is, David Pastrnak, and at this point, we know Buffalo's going to get a spot. We know Tampa's going to get a spot. That third spot probably goes to Montreal. But between Boston, Detroit, Columbus, and the Islanders, it is a dogfight right now for those two wild card spots.
Yeah, nothing's assured right now. So yeah, I'm looking at the
And
standings
Philly.
right now.
Philly's won. Philly swept the California road trip. So they are now they're still, Dan Vladar doesn't get enough credit for what he's doing for them right now.
That's very impressive. I mean, they're probably still a little too far back. I mean, they're 5 points out right now, but like Detroit right now is on the outside looking in. It's a jumbled mess there with the Eastern Conference. I think it's been that way the entire season, unfortunately, in the East. I say unfortunately because my team's well on the outside looking in. But I feel like it's just it's tough for any of these teams to kind of break through against the other unless you're like Buffalo, where you're on one of these insane heaters where you win like 32 out of 40 games or something insane like that. So it is what it is.
We closed the pack with the team not going to the playoffs. A little ice blue parallel there. Max Domi with the Maple Leafs. Going to be an interesting offseason in Toronto. See how far they could fall into potential lottery territory. Can you imagine Gavin McKenna, Toronto? Do they have their first round pick before we go down?
Well, keep in mind, I think it's top 7 protected. But if it falls out of the top 7, then Boston gets that pick because of, and you're going to laugh, the Brandon Carlo trade last year.
Right.
Brandon Carlo, who, by the way, stinks. He's terrible. They traded a first round pick for him. And I think if you're Toronto, I don't know that this is an easy fix, Toronto. I think you would rather give up that pick this year because if you don't, then it's unprotected next year. And it's possible like you might be just as bad next year.
So right now they have the 10th worst record, but there's 3 teams with 71 points and then 2 teams in front of them at 70. So maybe, anything that could upset the Toronto offseason will be fun to watch. It'll be interesting to see. Now, a team not going to the playoffs, but a guy who did get his 1,000th career goal yesterday was Alex Ovechkin. There's Logan Thompson from the Washington Capitals. That's a sweet pad setup, though, right there with the locker. That's nice.
I feel like it's a little misleading. The 1,000 goals for Ovechkin. It's like we just celebrated him passing Gretzky last year, and like now you're doing the whole 1,000 because you're combining the playoff and the regular season. So, I mean, he's an all-time great. It's just another way of saying he's an all-time great, and like 1,000 goals is just a freaking staggering number.
I mean, he's still got a little way to go, I think, to get past Gretzky's combined number. But yeah, I mean, but I don't see him. I don't think he's walking away at the end of the year. Like, maybe he doesn't want any fanfare and he wants to just be like, all right, I'm done. But I think he's got one more year left. I think he's coming back for one.
Yeah, I'm done pretending trying to guess what Alex Ovechkin's going to do in his future. Like, nothing would surprise me. Put it that way.
And I agree. I think he's going to play a season or 2 back in Russia in the KHL before he hangs up the skates for good. Or besides, tournaments and stuff. We talked about the Red Wings before. There's Andrew Kopp. So, but be ready for the conversation of the Kraken, Kings, Sharks, whoever, Predators. Oh, they're in the playoffs, but the Red Wings, who have 10 more points to them, are sitting home. Blah 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 blah. It's like I know they're different.
I don't care.
It's different conferences. Like
it's different conferences, different league. Like the Devils have as many wins as the Penguins. And like the Devils are going to be out and the Penguins are going to be in because they have 8 billion overtime losses. So I don't care. Like there's a skill to sort of navigating the season and getting those points. And Detroit, it turns out Detroit might not get enough of them. And if they miss the playoffs this year, if they come up short yet again, that's got to be it for Yzerman, right?
I think people would go the other way on it and be like, "Oh, the Yzer plan was close to paying off this year, but they were just, victims of being."
But how many times are we going to do this bullshit with Detroit? Like we said that a couple years ago when they missed by a point, and like, and what did they do at the deadline this offseason? They didn't do a whole lot. Like they added what Justin Falk. Like Justin Falk was last time he was good was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like. if it was a situation where they were like,
Oh, I forgot they added David Perron, who's like 38 years old.
if it was a situation like, oh, there's a few teams that were just clearly better than them that got in due to the math, fine. But like, you're on par with Boston. You're on par with Columbus. You're on par with the Islanders. So like, figure it out. Get your points. And they actually have a tough schedule down the stretch. They play Philly a couple of times. Like they're playing, I think they just played Boston over the weekend. Like they're in control of their own destiny. I'll put it to you like that.
I am vehemently rooting against Detroit, and it's not just because of the Eiserman stuff, and I think he's a little bit of a fraud. I also think they're the dirtiest non-Florida team in the league. Like they built their team to basically be like a Temu version of Florida, and it's just tough to watch. And like I'm a fan of physical hockey, but like there's a difference between like physical and dirty, and I think they sort of total line the other way. Like Larkin's a very underrated dirty player.
Okay. I don't mind that from Larkin. I like, but yeah, I would agree. Like after,
Well, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
right?
And then looking at Detroit's schedule down the stretch: Ottawa, Buffalo, Philly, Pittsburgh, Philly, New York, Minnesota, Columbus, Philly, Jersey, Tampa Bay. So that's why to me Philly's still kind of in it because they've got Detroit 3 times. You get 2 of those 3, and now you've got points against somebody directly in front of you. So now,
As the devil said, I want that Detroit game so badly. I do not like this Detroit team.
there you go. Saturday, April 11th, 5 o'clock Eastern puck drop. If you got nothing else going on, maybe take a ride to the Pebble. See. I'll be I'll be at Canucks Sharks that day, thinking it might have been like important playoff points, and now it might just be the home regular season finale. We got Mikhail Granlund, picture with Dallas, now with Anaheim. He had a big goal for them last night, and we wrap up the second pack here. Teuvo Teravainen and Ice Blue Parallel. One more card pack to go. I might need to get rid of this cam here as it's
I don't know if it's the camera or if it's just the cards that are messing with the camera.
it's possible. We might be going the Jared style cam here. All right, let's see here. We got we've got, so you know how sometimes they say you might get less cards in a pack because you get something cool. So let's just get these 2 out of the way. We got Frank Vetrano with the Ducks. I believe was traded to Calgary at the deadline. Then we got Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Ice Blue Parallel here. But how about an Artifacts, Connor McDavid, NHL Remnants jersey?
Oh, nice. Yeah, and nice getting a patch card there. Yeah, the little piece of the orange jersey in there. Maybe it's a shoulder pad. Who the hell knows? But yeah, it's always nice to get a nice patch card there.
Makes you feel nice when you grab the different boxes. Which one are you gonna get? Like, all right, I grabbed the right one. I got a kind of like that's pull of the day right there for sure. I don't even have to go to. We still got mystery pack to go, but nothing out of that. So there we go. That will have.
Yeah, I think that beats Pat Borders.
Both of Bat Boards actually.
Both of them, yes.
There we go. So now we did our mystery. Oh, we're gone through our packs here. We got a little time, so a little mystery pack, and let's find out what that is. So there we go. I don't know if you remember these boys. I opened up a pack, so I'm gonna have to move this camera up because they're like the tall boy cards there. I don't know if you remember those Power Play NHL cards from back in the day.
I do not, and yeah, these are tall boy cards. I can see why this trend didn't catch on.
Yeah, because like it's just So these packs were. So last Monday I went to 9 Inch Nails in Sacramento, but it's one of those situations where I have to get out there before rush hour or I get killed. But I'm also not. I'm old, but I'm not eat dinner at 4 o'clock. So I'm like, all right, I got to figure out things to do before I go eat and then go to the venue. I'm like, let me go see what hobby shops are in Sacramento. So I find this one card shop, and definitely old school, like boxes of cards lying around, like both Pokemon and sports stuff. Not a big hockey selection, but he did have a whole bunch of these Power Play packs. So I'm like, all right, fine. They're $1 each. Let me get 5 of them. Not going to do all 5 today, but they're 12 cards each. We're going to open up. I don't know where the cards are that I got from the store that they like. I have a big messy pile. See if I can find them. Oh, there they are. Okay, I'll show those. So I got for that day, I got a Curtis Martin star rookie parallel there. I got a Chad Pennington patch card. I got another Chad Pennington patch card because let's face it, one of the last good Jets quarterbacks we had was Chad Pennington. And then you'll like this last one, a little CC Sabathia patch.
Yeah, we do like that. Hall of Famer CC Sabathia, Jets legend Chad Pennington. Yeah, what's not to like there?
Now, are we okay? CC's getting his number retired this year, correct?
I saw that. Yes.
We like to talk retired numbers on this show. He is debatable.
The Yankees overdo it with the retired numbers, but I would rather they retire the number than do what they had done the last few years and unofficially retire it because they haven't issued 52 since CC retired.
That's
And they
true.
did that for a while with Paul O'Neill. And we've told the story before in the show. They issued it once to LaTroy Hawkins when he was on the Yankees, and Hawkins pitched terribly, and fans were getting on him for like desecrating the sacredness of the number 21 Paul O'Neill. It's guys, it's Paul O'Neill. Like it's not that big a deal. So I feel like the Yankees overdo it, but he is a Hall of Famer. He did win a championship with them. I don't really have an issue with it at the end of the day.
Like Paul O'Neill, great cameo on Seinfeld as well. Heart and soul player, important player of that team. Was having a fantastic season. We talked about the strike year, the lockout year in '94. He was on a tear that year before they shut the doors on the season. Because he was also with the team as a broadcaster for all those years, so I guess that helps his case too. Sabathia, I'm okay with because to me, he was the last true Yankees pitcher, maybe before Garrett Cole, at least that like you could say, okay, I can count on that guy to go out there every 5 days and give me a quality outing. He was a true ace for them for a while. Maybe Tanaka too for a bit, but like and he was one of the more likable Yankee players too. So I'm okay with it. They have to start taking like the Montreal Canadiens approach to like, okay, we got to be careful with how many retire.
I mean, yes. I mean, I don't know how many more they're going to have in the future. Like they're going to retire Judge when that day comes, but like,
Of
I
course,
can't think of anybody else off the current team that they would go ahead and retire. I mean, they could retire A-Rod, but that seems unlikely. They could see. I feel like retiring like Brett Gardner or somewhere would be pushing things a little bit too much. I made one All-Star team.
I asked our buddy Christopher Perez if Saku Koivu was number retire worthy for the Canadians, and he'd be like, the agreement, what we agreed on, if he was on another franchise, yes, but because of Montreal Canadiens lore and stuff, no. I kind of feel like Brett Gardner is like a tier below even that level.
Right. This sounds a little arrogant for us to say, is we kind of hold it to a higher standard.
Yeah.
Because you look at all the other guys with the Yankees who have their numbers retired, and the Yankees have kind of watered that down a little bit the last few years. Like, I'm of the belief that managers should never have their number retired. So, like, I wouldn't have retired Six for Torrey. I wouldn't have retired Casey Stengel's number. I wouldn't have retired Billy Martin's number. So, that's like 3 numbers right there. But I feel like the Yankees kind of watered down a little bit with some of the guys they've chosen to retire, because they've retired all the core 4 guys. Like all their numbers are retired. O'Neill, Williams, that's a lot of guys from the 90s teams. And like I get like they were all integral to like what they did like in that era, but it seems a little bit much.
Bernie to me deserves it. I'll die on that hill. Bernie's my all-time favorite Yankee. He was clutch for them. Center field and shortstop are probably the most iconic positions for Yankees, and he held it down for 15 years. So yeah, like I will never argue against Bernie having his number retired. I also think the actual number makes a difference too. It is much easier to retire a 51 versus a 21 that gets used a lot more. You know what I mean? I think that factors in too.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys now with the Yankees where when they come in, like their numbers are like in the 50s or 60s or so, and Now they're just getting like weird numbers. So like Louis
73.
Hill's like what's Louis Hill? 81, 91? I don't even remember what his number is. So you're gonna see that like probably a bit more over the next few years when you have guys like this next wave of prospects come in, whether it's Spencer Jones or Lombard or Lagrange or any of these pitchers that they have in the system, Ben Hess, guys like that. So
Oh, yeah, Yankees will, I forget what day they're doing at CC, but I might try and tune in.
it's late in the year. I think it's sometime in September, maybe.
That's good, just in case they're having trouble with the pennant race. They'll have something to distract them at least for a night. Good strategy there. Let's start here. These power play cards were made by Fleer. These are 93, 94. We start with a Dave Andreychuk, got his cup finally with the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2003. 04, because 04, 05 was
04.
So the Devils won in 03 against the Ducks.
And he was on the Devils, but he missed those Devils teams that won. Yeah. I forget what year he was on the Devils. It might have been like 98, 99 maybe, but he wasn't on like the 2000 team. He wasn't on the 03 team.
Next up, we got Cliff Ronning, who was on that 94 Rangers team that played the Rangers in the 94 Cup Finals there. Here's a name you haven't heard in a while, Igor Korolev, St. Louis Blues. Not Yevgeny Dadonov, but Yevgeny Davidov. So, no relation probably. We got Bob Sweeney from the Red Hot Sabres. At this point, the Sabres have to be considered, even though like we don't love the goaltending and stuff like that. You can't write them off anymore. Like it's going to be interesting to see what happens come playoff time and who they get in the first round and the draw. But I think they're good to at least get to the second round, and then we'll kind of see what happens.
I want to see who they get in the first round. I'm still not totally buying the Sabres. I mean, they're very much peaking. I don't even want to say peaking at the right time. Peaking at the right time is you're peaking in the playoffs. I feel like they're peaking early.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, they could come back down to earth, and then all of a sudden you get a team like Montreal that's capable of putting the puck in the net, and all of a sudden you're staring a 3-2 series deficit going to Montreal for Game 6. That is very possible.
And just generally speaking, like I'm never going to pick a Lindy Ruff team to go deep in the playoffs because his teams don't play defense. I'm just not going to do it. Like I know they can score at will, and that's obviously important. I just don't. I think once the playoffs start and you kind of get into those grinds, I think it's just tough to win. You can win a playoff series that way. You could maybe even win a second, but like I feel like I feel like at some point they're going to run into a team that just shuts them down.
And I know they've had success against Tampa Bay and they've smacked them around, but like to me, like Peter Kucherov, Andrei Vasilevsky, those are I'll hang my hat on those two making in terms of at least getting through the Atlantic until further notice. John Tucker here with the Lightning. Speaking of Tampa Bay, back when they had those cool first jerseys with the logo there. Got another Blackhawk here, Sergei Krivokrasov, and Wendell Clark, fan favorite from the Leafs, from the teams from those eras. The epitome of tough hockey. Talked a lot about the Sharks before and how their playoff hopes are fading quickly. We got Rob Gaudreau. I still have 3 more Sharks games this year. I might give away one of them. Yeah, I got 3 more games. Then we got Peter Bondra here with the Washington Capitals, with, to me, the best Capitals jerseys around. Red ones with stars. 2 more cards to go here. We got Valerie Kamensky with the old Quebec Nordiques. Obviously now the Colorado Avalanche.
Peter Bondra was like the best like NHL video game player ever.
Yes, fast, good shot.
Always scored. Didn't matter where you were in the ice. Like he was one of those guys I'd always trade for, and like just would always put on my top line because he would always score.
He was legit. And then last but not least, we got a point leaders insert here with one of my all-time favorite players, Teemu Selanne. Speaking of fast guys that can put the puck in the net, 76 goals his rookie season. Not too shabby.
That's pretty good.
All right, so there we go. So we got a nice pull of the day here with my Connor McDavid artifacts. I'll have to get that one in top loader as soon as we're done here. Of course, as we wind things down here, Jared's got all his stuff over at YouTube. Jared Moore Poker. I'm sure we got more shorts coming out here as the weeks roll on.
Yeah, eventually. Once I mean, I haven't scheduled through the first week of April, but I do have to get on it and produce some more. Probably start working on that tomorrow.
And what's the latest or upcoming article at allaboutthejersey.com?
That is a great question because I don't have anything in the hopper yet, and I have to write something tomorrow. So that might delay me working on the poker shorts. We're at the point of the season. There's not much left to say about a team that's going nowhere. So,
It's true.
so like, what am I supposed to say for like the eighth billion time? I'm going to say they should fire Tom Fitzgerald. Like at this point, it's just like I don't know. I got to find an angle, but
How about silver linings to look for in the last 2 weeks of the season? Any milestones for players? Anything like you're hoping to see out of somebody develop down the stretch? Critic, I don't know.
I mean, one of the other people on the staff wrote something along those lines a couple weeks ago. So I don't necessarily want to piggyback. I want to try to come up with an original idea. So, I don't know. We'll come up with something. I'm not worried about it. I always come up with something, but I'll figure out what it is.
There we go. And then Total Hockey Now. We're back with you on Thursdays there as we give you a fantasy hockey advice for now for the playoffs in most leagues. If you're not already there, what are you doing? And also picks every Thursday night. Love doing that with at Fuzzy Chris 91, Chris Morez, and Anthony Rivera 86 at Ant Rivera 86. He'll be back not this week. I think it's next week after his World Baseball Classic coverage, and I gave a family vacation. But or at Mr. Jared Moore, I am at fucking Thoughts Adam Bernard. We'll be back with you next week. Monday, March 30th. Have what 2 weeks to go in the NHL regular season at that point, 2.5, I would say at that point. Plenty of hockey then. Was baseball. Maybe we'll start looking at NFL draft. See. Talk to you soon.